I just watched The Dark Crystal from 1982, but it was directed by Jim Henson and Frank Oz. And I thought it was a pretty neat movie, pretty interesting. Obviously, the puppet work was and set design was like best part of the movie. It's still pretty crazy looking for today. You know, there's some stuff in that movie where you're like, how did they do that then, let alone now? Just some I wish movies would still commit to this degree of puppetry. We don't have enough puppetry in movies these days. Except for I can't even think of the last movie that had really good puppetry. So that's something that we gotta bring back. The story and dialogue does feel kind of tacked on in the movie. That's easily the worst part of it. I feel like a better version of this movie would have been if they committed to all of the characters speaking some non-existent, non-English language, and you just kind of had to feel what they were talking about. I think that would have been really interesting, but probably fairly alienating too. But I think that would have been a cool way to watch, or maybe no dialogue at all, where the characters sort of just no dialogue. I think that would have been interesting. There's a guy with a leaf blower up here. But yeah, because anytime the main character talks, it's like a more annoying Luke Skywalker, and it's just some of the dialogue literally does not make sense, which would be fine if we didn't know what they were saying, if it was in an alien language, but it's not. It's in English, which is the language I happen to understand. So that kind of pulls you out a little bit, but that's the big nitpick everyone has about this movie, I hear. But yeah, but does it matter when you're looking at puppetry like that? Probably not. Except for the main characters, the main guy and the main girl, they're weirdly enough probably the worst puppets of the whole thing, and they easily have the most screen time. So it feels kind of weird that every other puppet aside from them is amazing. Especially I really like the four-legged strider things that they ride, and the humans on four stilts. But those are really cool creatures. But yeah, I don't. The main character puppets are the only puppets that I'd be oh, well, those are kind of not the most amazing stuff. And it doesn't I wish the characters had more personality too, because it's weird coming from Jim Henson, the guy that invented the Muppets, which are some of the most personable fictional characters of all time, and then you watch this and it's I don't care. I can't even remember half the characters' names, and I watched this yesterday because there's nothing they don't feel very human at all. Which, I mean, once again, maybe could be interesting if they took the more alien, if they this movie could have been cooler maybe if it was shot a documentary about this. Well, not a documentary, but one of those nature, David Attenborough narrating over it, and it's just cool wildlife scenes for a while. I think someone needs to do that, a fictional bio what's that even called? Wildlife documentary. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, anyways, that's about my thoughts on The Dark Crystal. I recommend this. You should still watch this. It's pretty good. Later.